eligibility and submittal requirements, and then Mark is going to give us an overview of the SmartPortal tool, which some may be familiar with from last year when you did the renamed House Bill 2 applications. This year is called the Smart Scale projects as well. The SmartPortal house all grant applications admitted to the department. A couple that we want to go over this morning, which has particularly the HSIP program, are the dates and the dates that are important. And like I said, Mark is going to cover that for us when he grew, but I'll start with a couple of the key dates that are very important to the HSIP program. Are November 1st is going to be the deadlines for the highway safety and the bicycle pedestrian safety applications to be submitted using the SmartPortal tool. And Mark is going to go over and tell a little bit more about the Smart Scale and the SmartPortal tool, how it applies to you and how you get access to log on credentials assigned to you or your location to submit these applications. I'll turn it over to Mark now. Mark wants to give a brief overview.
Sure. Yes. Good morning to everybody. We greatly appreciate your interest in the Highway Safety Improvement Program and submitting proposals this fall. First, I wanted to mention is that, as I'm sure you know, because that we have for highway safety or federal funds specifically marked for safety improvements, proposals that you submit will need to meet our criteria that addresses safety improvements. So projects that you submit will need to have a safety focus, and we have the two different portals, one for regular highway projects, highway safety projects. The other is for bicycle pedestrian safety projects, and the two forms are slightly different. The main thing I just wanted to emphasize is that the project for these funds have to meet safety need. Also, it's extremely important that particularly our local governments coordinate with your local VDOT representative and your local VDOT traffic engineer, either your regional traffic engineer or your area traffic engineer, on the improvements that you plan to submit. Because ultimately, our district office will play a large role in prioritizing local proposals that we receive. The earlier, better you coordinate with your local VDOT staff, more likely to be funding. If you don't know who your local VDOT representative is, feel free to reach out to us after the call, and we're glad to connect you to those. Over the last couple of years in the safety program, we've spent a lot of energy and effort trying to focus our limited safety resources on projects that will accomplish the most safety improvement. And I encourage you in the proposals that you plan to submit to make sure that each proposal will have as great a safety benefit as possible. Especially been focusing in recent years on deploying low-cost safety, and their low cost can be deployed at a number of locations. Some examples of those are flashing yellow arrow safety projects or high visibility traffic signal backplates, pedestrian down signal projects at a number of locations, crosswalk upgrade projects, road diets or conversions, projects that accomplish a lot for not a lot of resources, so that we try to get the maximum reduction in injury and fatal crashes given our investment. So those kinds of projects, when we have a long list of projects that need funding and not enough funding to go around, those projects that are going to be lower cost, higher benefit are going to get the highest priority for funding. It is rare nowadays that we're able to spend several $1 million at one single location or one intersection. So we encourage you to think about projects that allow you to have a big impact across a network of streets or roadways. To begin prepare applications, also want to remind you, if you weren't aware, that we do have a variety of the information available to help with your application proposal. We house this information on a website that we call Outside VDOT, and if you don't already have access to that page, feel free to reach out to us after the call, and we can, if you get set up, we have a number of there to assist you, including a crash data removal tool, as well as hotspot information on all the VDOT system and much of the local road system. That's really all the introductory comments I wanted to make, but again, I do appreciate your interest in the Highway Safety Program. We're here to assist you, and particularly for our local partners. Local road safety in Virginia is a big part of our safety needs, and we look forward to getting your good proposals and putting some of these funds to work on local roads. I want to turn it over to Margie, who's going to talk some about the project portal.
Good morning. Margie with Infrastructure Investment Division. Joining us today. I'm just going to give this quick overview of the SmartPortal. What is the SmartPortal? It's a location that we can go and manage all of our grant applications. So one stop for you as a locality and for the VDOT staff if we're submitting our safety applications also to be able to use this. So the intent would be all your applications will be conducted through this portal. So to access the portal, there's a couple different ways, but from a safety perspective, I am currently on VDOT page. I'm on the Traffic Engineering Division and on their HSIP application procedure update, where we've got some really good information about the HSIP program, and then just this notice area of SmartPortal and the links to it. So just the link takes me to the SmartPortal. And I go here. There's a couple pieces of information to share with you all here. First of all, I can go to the About page without having logged into this system, and I can get some good information about each of the application programs that are included in the tool. So if I'm highway safety, I can find out who I need to be contacting, where some information is, if I need to get access to the site, and I know what else is going on with it. This is just some basic information to help me as a user. So I need access. This is one of the places I can go to find out who to contact. I want to highlight at the SmartPortal level. This is where it's kind of the basic overview of the whole tool itself and the different application programs. We've also identified for each district one point of contact in the district who is the person that is helping to manage permissions and roles at the district level. They also understand the SmartPortal tool itself, and so they can also help direct you to the right people, help get access. They're a good resource for you in using the SmartPortal as a tool and get the right program. So on the home page, I had a login credential, which is going to be an email address and then a password. If I already have an account in the system, I can just log straight in. If I don't have an account in the system, you need to add it as a user, and the system will do an email that gives you the link to get in. If I account in the system, but I can't remember my password, I can just click for password, email address, and it sends an email recovery. So those are different ways just to access the site. For registration purposes, I'm actually going to use, it looks like my tab, that's the right tab. One moment. I'm going to do it this way. All right, within this tool, so I'm again in a test environment, not in the production environment, but when I log in, log in, I'll get to a home screen, a landing page, and I see the different application programs based on my eligibility to apply for the different grant programs. In my organization, we've given access to the different grant programs based on my eligibility. So in this case, I'm a portal administrator. I need to be able to see everybody's programs, but just to give you guys a quick feel for what this looks like. So a couple of points. I have dashboards with access through this home screen, or I can hit through this screen up here. In this case, I can go to my different programs. Again, maybe I'm only able to see the bike ped program, and it will list all my projects that I've created. If I first access this tool and this dashboard is blank, it means I haven't created an application yet. I haven't saved something. So I'd go to application tool, and I'll demonstrate in just one moment. But the other thing I want to demonstrate too is just managing permissions. So to find what permissions I have, I go to my drop-down name, I hit my account, and I can see a variety of program roles and the different application programs. Then this, I can see that I have editor rights for the safety SIP program. So that's how I manage it, and understand what roles I may have assigned. Because if I get in and I start using the tool and realize I'm not able to do something that I thought I should do, I want to understand what permission I have to ask for something different. For locality, and I'm going to administration now, every locality that's asked for an account through the HB2 Smart Scale process last year or new requests this year have been set up as a new organization. And so with this organization, one person has been identified as the point contact for that organization. So if I'm the City of Richmond, I have one person that's been identified to manage the permissions for everybody in the City of Richmond across different grant programs. And so you would need to contact that person to get permissions if you don't already have the permissions. So I can see the VDOT organization, I can see who my contact is here. As the administrator, I can go in and I can start managing people. I can add new users. I can edit the accounts for these individual users. The other feature that I want to demonstrate pretty quickly is to how to create an application. So there's a couple of different options here. The thing I need to do, because there's multiple grant programs in here, I need to identify which program I'm applying for. So in this case, I only have edit rights to the safety and the bike ped program. I edit rights to the other application programs. I only have those two as options. I would have to select one program, and then I create a new application. Give it a goal. Create application. So, again, I've got a little progress bar here that tells me what's going on. And Deepak will demonstrate the form here in just a moment, but you can see that I get into a form, and again, those of you that are familiar with Smart Scale, the format's very similar. We have the string of pearls that jumps me to different portions of the application very quickly. I have the ability to do comments, so I can comment back and forth with VDOT or the applicant. The communication is limited to between VDOT people and applicant organizations. A little later, I have the ability to communicate internally as well. I also have the ability to flag things as an alert, but it's only a VDOT person that can flag something as an alert and let someone know that there's something of more importance. I get a count up here of my alerts and comments. I have one alert that's on a project, not necessarily this project. If I click on it, I can find out which project the alert is listed on. Same with comments. Right now, I don't have comments in the system. The way we're managing comments for the time being is that each time I log in, I will get a fresh count of new comments since I last logged in. If I go back to my dashboard, I'm going to use this Smart Scale because I know there's comments on those. I can see comments listed here in my dashboard, and it tells me which project I have comments on. The comment will continue to increase, so we don't, it kind of says, oh, once the comment's read, it goes away, but just so you understand that. Once I create all my applications and I'm from a pending status to a submitted, and that's above the application, I then prioritize my applications based on everything that I have submitted. So I'm going to demonstrate that. I might be able to yet. Right now, I can't, until I submit an application, I can't prioritize it. So when you switch to, I'll try to get a couple set up. Let's see. So a couple of quick things. Within the application, we do have tools that you all can, where your project is, so I can go to the location Pearl and it jumps me right to the map. I'm in test, but this is supposed to be available later today, so we should have it for everybody tomorrow. The bottom of the page, I'm not in edit mode, am I? I'm not. I have to hit it. Right now I'm viewing the application. I need to be in edit mode to be able to actually make changes to the application. I also have to be in edit mode to be able to delete the application. Let's say I decided I'm not going to submit that one this year. I can delete the application through there. The ability to edit any of these fields. I have the ability to save application. I can upload documents. Before I can hit submit, I could click review submission readiness, and I'm sure I'll get a lot of red flags here, but it says there's errors on my form that have to be corrected before I can submit. If I go to the top across the purple here, it identifies for me where my errors are, or incomplete fields. I wouldn't say it's errors necessarily. Either I haven't finished filling out some fields that are required before I can submit. Or I have to go fix some things and finish filling in some fields for it to tell me what else is going on. I fix all those things. I would then get a pop-up that says ready for submission. I can always send my application all times. I get this bar that tells me that it's saving. I also get something scrolling across the here. Timing of this button, the one in the middle, and that search bar are a little off. So I want to make sure that the one across the bottom has completed everything to make sure all the saves have taken place. I think that generally just walking you around the portal itself, kind of how it functions, and some different pieces, parts that you should pay attention to. I'll turn it over to Deepak, though, to actually walk you through an application and get into the details of the safety program. So I'm going to go there. Yeah, I'm looking for Deepak. Got him? Okay. Are you still logged in with us?
Good evening, everyone. For joining us for today's webinar, how to demonstrate the SmartPortal. Chris and Mark mentioned the important line and funding plan for our coming fiscal 6-year plan. And Mark mentioned how to obtain login information and how to access to different programs through the portal, and to manage the role and grant permission to each users, and how to set up the user, and how to add new users, and how to log into the new application.
Okay, one thing, we just want to make sure the Deepak screen is shared very well, so go ahead and show your screen, Deepak.
Now I'm going to go through the demonstration purpose for bicycle and pedestrian safety program and highway safety program, how to fill the application step by step. To save some time, I have already created some application that was previously submitted to us, and I'm going to get on that one. So mention how to create the new application and how to obtain the user information already. So I'm going to just illustrate how to create the application and go step-by-step procedure. So into the dashboard, it will give all the projects that you have submitted or in a pending status. For demonstration purpose, I have used the, let me go through the first, the bicycle and pedestrian.
And while Deepak navigating, I just wanted to highlight that when you first open the tool and the dashboard, it will default you onto the All tab. You not access it and open an application from the All tab. You would have to go to the actual program dashboard to be able to access the application.
Yes, this is the application for bike and pedestrian submitted last 6-year program, and I just inputted that information. This is from town of Leesburg. So here is the different Perl setup which can go to the different sections. Actually, bike and pedestrian is totally different than the highway safety program. Bike and pedestrian evaluate proposals addressing non-motorized crashes and risk in Virginia. So here is the different Perl that you can go to the different sections. So I will go one by one. If you click the edit application, it will allow you to tell to edit all the information that you provided. Here is the general information so that you can put your project information here. Here agency that you can input, and here's the different section where you can put the project sponsor. And are the fields that you need to submit. And Margie already mentioned that if you do something wrong or if you misplace the thing, there is the note or some comment will show up so that you can go back and correct the information. And put information, state information, zip code, and zip code information, and then the email, phone, which district. Here is the some information so that it can tell you how to use the information. So it tells you select from the drop-down menu, which is little help which can provide or which can guide you what is the information in it. So you use combo box, it will tell you which district to select. For this application purpose, I selected Northern Virginia, and same thing with the region, in which region the project is located. So it's a down menu, so you can go there and just select the our region. Similarly, here is the functional class code that was obtained planning. So here is information so that you can, based upon the project location, you can select either it was urban, interstate, primary, secondary, or rural. So for purpose, I selected urban minor arterial. And here location code based upon the population in your area, we categorize the small urban, suburban. So you can select that information from here. And this is the code. You can put the federal system code either in national highway system or in or not in the national highway system. Generally, the majority of the primary are not, and the interstate are in national highway system, which connect from one state to another. This is the information you can put when the project has been started, when the analysis has been done. So here is the study period begins, and this is the study period ends, and put the annual daily traffic information here. If you provide that information, it's easy for us to evaluate the form and the process the application correctly. And here county information, you can select the information from a drop-down menu. So here is a list of the counties that you can provide it, and this in the alphabetic order, so it's easy. Just type A, it will down all the information that is started from A. C, you can put the route information. The route information is road networking system is our official tools to obtain the route information. So if you have problem finding the route information, just go to the road networking system RNS to collect the route information. So you can put it on there. Live system, either it was primary, interstate, secondary system, you can select it from here. There is a drop-down menu that it is provided here. And this is the project limit. So here is starting position, and here is the ending information. We have option to put that information, and this is the project delivery information. So what kind of plan we are using? So either it was no plan, minimal plan, or complete. So this information help us to identify the information. There is a different section that we are using. So this information is very critical. So we like each user to complete the information. So this information help us because bike and aid information is a risk-based. So this information provide us to better score the project. So we would like to put all the description, scale maps, or aerial photos that was provided. In SmartPortal, we have options to upload all the files or additional information that we can go over there and put the information. So the major issues of the project. So we want to identify and print all of the problems and issues that is related to the project. And here is another field, and this is the limit. I think 2,000 characters. So you need to be very specific. Put the information over there. So you can scroll down, look what we. There is a short description for to identify the potential problem and relevant solution of that problem. So you can put that information in that field. And we recommend to provide the proposed project schedule and cost. So each section we separated because this is not visible to end user, but in internal purpose after getting the application, we scored this project based upon this information. So we'd like users to provide all the detailed project schedule and cost information. So that will help us to provide the better score for the project. The schedule information, the P right-of-way construction, and we separated contingency cost 10%, so it will automatically calculate the contingency and then the project cost. So this is the total project cost based upon the preliminary engineering, right-of-way, and construction. And this is the options that you are requesting the federal fund requested. If you are requesting 653,000, you need to provide the information here, how much money you are requesting to us. And I mentioned that here is the supporting documents you can provide. So I uploaded the some files. So here is the options that you can upload all the files. It's very easy and user friendly. So just click that and add the documents, whatever you want to provide there. So it's there. And there's options to save the application. So here's the next button. So it will take you to the next form. That's some information. Mark already mentioned that this information, the location information. But luckily, this option is available to us. So the project location. So it's very easy, so that you can know that, and based upon that information, it will automatically pop up Leesburg town, in which district the project is. There is the options to edit the field or add the project, and there is the options to select where to go, and you also have a different base map, and you can use the aerial view or the street view. There is a lot of information, you can get it from there, and you can set the address, route information, and here edit option. You can edit the project. You can make it spawn. You can make it line event. You can make it point event. It's very easy and very user friendly. And you can zoom the project and you can make it bigger, so the options that's available for us. So for this purpose, I just have this starting point to ending point. I want to go to the next session, so just click on the next button. So that will take you to the problem identification. I already input the information, and here is the questionnaire we provided. We want each user to fill this information based upon the questionnaire that we have submitted. This will tell us, I already mentioned that this is very critical because the information provided helps us to better score the project. So we want a user to fill this information completely. And if you did fill, it will tag that the project information is not completed. So there is the options to go back and correct the information. So let's calculate the project information. What is the ADT and 15 traffic volume count? As a copy, you can attach all the information. You can put the speed information. And click that, it will take you to the different sections, propose improvement, and there are another options to go there. If you click on this also, you can go to the previous sections to view, or you can click next option. So in the identified problem, so here are proposed improvement of the project. So there are options that you can provide how the safety proposal addressed the problem identified in the previous section. So I strongly recommend to put this information completely. Go to the next option, and the schedule and cost, and when the project is going to be complete, when the write-up will start, when the fee will start, when the advertise will start. We want a tentative guideline for our fuel. And save the application so that you won't miss the information. There is options to save the information. If you want to add the Margie already mentioned, you can add the comments. So this is the options to add the comments, that when the evaluator evaluate in a district or the central office, so we know what's the comments on there. So you can options to comment. So comment is not mandatory, but alert when the evaluator evaluate the project, they can put alert. So the alert is the main important thing. You can fix the alert, because if you don't fix the alert, it won't save the application, or it won't allow you to submit the application. So we want the build alert to be evaluated properly, or you need to address the alert options. And if you go to the local support for BPSP, the local support is very important. So for example, if you are putting the safe route to school or sidewalk, so if that school is supporting, or the church they are supporting, so we will give a high score to that. So this is very critical. We provide this information in this information backend page. So this is very critical. We want to complete this information. This will complete the BPSP application, and let's go there, save application. It will tell you the status is saving. So its application is saved, and Margie already mentioned you can review the final submission and readiness. So here Margie already mentioned that there is some error in the information, so you can correct that error easily. See, in general information, there is some error. Just click the general tab, it will tell you some information is missing. So you need to put zip, for example, just for zip code something. So that will the error that we found. So if you saved it, all the error has been fixed. So just click this one and hit the button, and now it's ready to submit the application. So the application is ready to submit. So once the application submitted, the status will change from pending to submitted. So this application is ready to review by local or the Ts or ATs in your district. The application has been successfully submitted. So this will end the thing for how to fill out the application for backend page. So I will go now.
Okay, thanks, Deepak. I just want to ask during the process, we had a couple questions about the bike and pay application, so I'm going to address those before we move on to the HSP application.
Sure.
Actually, there were a couple of good questions that came through. One was, if you have multiple road classification, multiple routes, how do you identify those in the bike pay application? In the past, so we either done, like, if there are various locations throughout the jurisdiction of the locality, we accept the various locations. But doing a corridor study, then, it'd be nice to have the link, the name of the corridor, and beginning and points of the corridor, and include all the crossing intersections in between that location that we're doing. But there are several ways that we can address multiple locations throughout one bike and pedestrian study or whatever like this. So the key is that, if you have multiple locations, then we will accept various locations. But if you can be more specific, the more specific the more analysis that we can give on the evaluation when we rank it. The other question was about the length or limit of characters that you can put into your input fields. On your input fields, we work with the developer to have at least up to 2,000 characters that you can input into your input field. So hopefully that will give you enough space and characters to type in a pretty detailed description of what you're trying to implement and the name of the problem, the type of solution you want to mitigate, and how to address that. So those are two of the most important questions. That there is a 2,000 character limit on your input field, but the nice thing about it that this will allow us to set up attachments to the application if need be, if you need additional documentation and information to accompany your application. So and to do more locations on the map, can you go back to the map screen? Okay, there's a feature you can do, like you can drop and drag like a polygon or shape around a large area on the map if you want to include those multiple locations on the map, so you just encompass the whole area. So there's different features that you can drop and drag like a polygon shape or whatever like that on areas that you want to address on your map. It may be exactly if you have multiple locations that are disjointed or non-contiguous, but it's a contiguous location, then you can just do a polygon shape around it, and that would capture those locations like that. Those that aren't contiguous, then, the best description, the more description you can give us will help. But the map is just an added feature that, will be of some benefit to us this year in doing project location identification. Okay, I think that was about the questions that we had on the bike and pay application. The thing that you will notice about both the bike and pay application and the HSP application that the demo is that we're requiring no additional information than we have in the past. Basically, it's the same form, the same information that we had in the past that we require. So as long as that you're familiar with the process and under the general tab, give us the general information that you've always provided to us, then we'll be in good shape filling out this application.
Later on, Margie will be demonstrate how to add multiple locations, because a lot of users is asking about how to add the multiple location on the map. Yes, we have features available to add. So later on, Margie will going to demo how to add the map on the project.
Okay. There's another question.
Okay.
Modification factors.
Crash modification factors for the bike and pedestrian application. The bike and pedestrian application is a risk reduction application, but there are crash associated with that. Then the clearinghouse, the CMF clearinghouse, will be the best location to go to find those crash modification factors. And there's a link out there on the FHWA webpage that takes you to the clearinghouse. And if there are any modification factors that are related to your particular problem or your particular, that will be the place to go to find those crash modification factors.
Yeah, I will demonstrate when I go to the SSP how to obtain the CMF value from clearinghouse. So I will go and demonstrate one later.
Okay. We have another question about how do you list the traffic data for multiple locations on the application? It would be helpful if you show us. For multiple locations for the application. The application itself only the ADT
Yes, ADT information. So that is the feeder. You can put that information so that we can look at it and review it. Maybe it's in the problem identification field. There's a place where you can put the information.
But if you have multiple locations that have different ADT, then essentially you'll probably be best to submit a separate application with that, because we're looking at different crashes and different crash patterns at that time. So I would recommend probably using a separate application for that particular.
Or could attach a document
Yes.
to the one application that went into more detail.
That would help as well.
Locations, that would.
But I don't think on the form there's any one place that you can put in multiple applications itself. I mean, multiple ADTs itself. So you're right, you can do the application.
Yeah.
Mark is suggesting you can attach a document file saying that for this route, this is the ADT information, and for this route, there is the ADT information. So that will help us to review the application, yes.
Yeah, if you have multiple locations, probably attaching a file would be a lot more efficient for you than doing multiple.
Okay. So now, I will quickly go to the HSIP application. RG will demonstrate the mapping.
Like if you're doing crosswalks, we don't want to submit 5 applications for crosswalks. Just one,
That's what they say, that you can't do.
I'm sorry, there are questions.
And the 10,000. The other street is another location.
Limited time, so I'm going to over the OX for highway safety program. That was submitted by Lynchburg district last year. I just prepared for that one. Same thing, here is also the different section, the portal that was set up, so you can go back and forth. General tab, let me just click edit application. A backend page, we have the general tab. You can put agency, project sponsor, address, email, phone. So there is the some help so that you can drag and drop some similarly to the BPSP application process. You can put functional class, area, federal system, steady period begin, steady period end, traffic control, we meant roundabout, yield, or greater speed limit for the set. Which the project is in, the route information system, and from and to information. And you can go to the next section. Here crash information you can put to determine benefit latest 3 years or 5 years of available crashes need to be prepared. So Mark mentioned earlier that we have a outside VDOT feature where you obtain the Tableau crash that was built in-house. So it's the Tableau information. We obtain all the Capco scale, and we can put that information in the tool here. So that is available upon request to central office. You can put all the fatal information like different category. I'll put some information here. So you click that and you hit the tab. You can put the type of the injury type. So you can put that information. So this information is automatically calculated. So based upon that information, here is the primary crash category. So this is the mandatory field that you need to put, and the crash total has been added or obtained on here. The crash total. Secondary crash category. This will help us to identify what is the nighttime, weather-related or different basic highway safety plan information, multiple speed related, alcohol related, unbelted information to help us to identify the project information. So you input all this information and number of crash in crash history. This is basically the study period from starting to Indian. Here is the discount rate. We have options to put 1% to 5% based upon the inflation. So we recommend to put the 3% discount rate for the value and then the benefit for the project. And next step, carry you to the improvement. This is the field that you can obtain the information. First of all, if there is a single improvement, so it's easy for you to put the information. But if there are multiple improvement for single location, you need to identify either the crash type or severity type is used for that particular crash modification factor. And also, the treatment target the same underlying safety issues or not. So you need to determine that feature and then apply the same crash type and severity type. And that is identified, you need to input the proposed improvement. So here cost used for line rhombolysis strip, and you obtain the service life here and get that information from the drop menu. So we have summarized some which helps to calculate the present value. And here is the PE cost, right-of-way cost, construction cost, and annual maintenance cost. Based upon that, it automatically can calculate the total for the project. Here is the options to put the crash modification factor. So the crash modification factor is obtained from the clearing house, which was maintained by Federal Highway. For this purpose, we identify the 0.53 for edge line rhombolysis strip. So this is the crash modification factor from clearing house. So we recommend the ratings of 3 and higher when you selecting the crash modification factor. So the rate for this one is 3. So this is good. So we can pick the 0.53. So we want to document all the crash modification factor. So we know that in which field the crash modification factor is coming from. So you can put that information here, and you can put other note. And here is the options to select the applicable crash type, fixed object, and then the applicable crash severity type. So for this purpose, based upon the clear house, so this is applicable for crash type run of the road, and the severity fatal, serious injury, and minor injury. So then go to these options, and you can select from the drop-down menu. And do you want to include this on the final analysis or not? Here is the options to put the information. If that information you need, then you need to click yes. Similarly, you can add other proposed improvement. There is the options to add the improvement. So you can add cost information, you can add benefit information. And based on that, the benefit cost ratio is calculated. So if you use only the shoulder widening, it will give you the benefit cost ratio for shoulder widening. So if you want to use the multiple improvement, so that will give you the benefit cost ratio of 1.17. Our selection proposed benefit cost ratio greater than 1 used to access the eligibility of proposed funding criteria. So this benefit cost ratio greater than 1 is better for you to select the project for our selection criteria. So you can also put the beginning the project schedule, when the project is going to tentatively start the PE, and targeted advertise, and when the project is going to construct, and when the estimated completion date. And here is the type of plan, and we're going to administer the project. Once you fill all this information and go to the next tab, similarly location information, you can find the location information. For our purpose, I just the location that was run from this point, starting point to end point. Similarly, here is the additional questions you can provide to justify the project, the location information, the problem, all information you can share, so that it helps us to identify the project and better evaluate the project. Once all the field has been inputted, then you can save the application. And then similarly, from the BPSP, you can review the submission and the readiness, and then just click that, and you can submit the application. Also, you can put comments, and an evaluator, they can put the alert so that it will come back to you, and you need to fix the and then you can submit the application. So here is the and if you need to view the application, this is the whole application that just described. This is all information. This is the final summary. And
Good. Thanks, Steve. I went through the, he did a quick overview of the HSP application as well as the bike and ped. There were a couple questions that came through in the chat box while Deepak was doing his presentation. And one was, and I'm not sure if everyone caught that when he covered it, but you can include multiple improvements on a single application. We recommend no more than 3 because anytime you get more than 3 of the improvement types, your benefit tends to go down, your benefit cost ratio. So we try to keep it at, recommend 3 to a few improvements on a single application because of your benefit cost ratio tend to diminish on the return of your investment. Now, you can include multiple improvement types on your application. Just add in, once you go to that improvement type and you hit enter, and it'll open up another field and automatically calculate the additional improvement type that you want to have and do the be able to see ratio analysis for you. Another thing, we talked briefly about the Tableau crash tool, which is an excellent tool that we have to generate crash data and crash history for those who need assistance with that. You'll notice if you go to the tool that the majority of the data is for VDOT maintained highways and facilities. We do as much of the local road system in the system as we have crashes located on those particular roads. There are some cities that we may not have all the crashes for, like for instance, the city of Virginia Beach or Roanoke. We might have all the crashes located in those jurisdictions, so they may not all be in the Tableau tool. The good news about that is that as the data, the crashes getting better and better and more readily available to us, and the data is being reported to DMV, and DMV transfers into the TREAD system. VDOT is gathering that information and putting it into the tool in what we call a time bound, or it could be maybe a 6-week lag on the crash data. But if you don't see your crash data in the Tableau tool, give us a call or send us an email, and we'll do some investigation to see if there's a reason why that we didn't include it, whether we didn't have the crashes located on our system, or there may be another way that we can help you to retrieve that crash data. But this is just a brief introduction of the new portal and the new tools that we have. Thank Margie and her staff for supporting our work on that. And I think Margie was going to. Okay. How do we have another question coming? How do we enter multiple intersections for high visited backplates? Mark mentioned earlier that we're doing systemic improvements, and that would be considered as a systemic improvement type of application. Again, we recommend is that if you can identify those locations that you want to, that you know of, but again, we'll accept a various as far as a generic location for us. It's on one application, but it's a systemic improvement. You have to notify this is a systemic improvement category item, and we'll apply that. But accept various locations at this time. We're actually working on a systemic application that will be out this fall on our VDOT web page, which is not a part of this portal application process this year, that hopefully will help address that quite well.
Okay, I had 2 more things I wanted to give you all a quick demonstration of. First of all, in this screen, so I'm on the dashboard for the highway safety project. 2 of my applications have been submitted. I'm here to prioritize applications. I click, and again, clicking the dashboard that's appropriate, I can then just drop and drag each applications that have been submitted, identify them as my priorities, save them, and it will be reflected and updated in the dashboard. very quick demonstration of where the prioritization can be done. Forward again, I just wanted to do a quick run through a mapping component so that you all are able to get running with it. So I am not in edit mode, excuse me, to get back to edit mode. Location tab, location Pearl. I can say I'm going to do an improvement in this area. I have a safety issue here. I have to click on Add Area. I click to start drawing, click, click, double click, and it completes the polygon for me. I can edit that polygon and change now the vertices and drop and drag, or not drop, but drag those things to identify them. I can remove them. I can zoom it so it zooms that intersection. So that's very, and then but to the point that I might have multiple areas, I can add a second area. So now I've got another little problem down here. I come down here, and there I've added my second area. So again, I can manage all the areas from this little screen right here. And also zoom very quickly to area and address. It's very user like that. So anywhere, I can also switch my base map so that if I want to prefer to work with Emily or some other layer, I can do that, and I can continue working in this mode too. Just clicking that makes that roll up. It was a 30-second demo of the mapping.
Very good. Very good, but I didn't realize that. Okay. Thanks much for that. We all will be available for additional questions later on. You have our email address or phone number that you can reach out to us if you have questions about the applications themselves or the HSIP process. Appreciate your time this morning. Mark, anything you want to say? Okay. Okay, and again, I want to thank Todd Hollison from Local Assistance Division for hosting this for us today. Again, we appreciate your patience with us, and we look forward to receiving some good applications from you guys this fall. Thanks a lot, and